right, we're live. Say hello. That's the beauty of going live. You got to go. What's up, Eric?
Hey, man. How are you?
Good, brother. Good. Let me do my intro. Hello, everybody. My name's Alex Vidal. I am Regional Vice President for Coldwell Banker here in Dallas-Fort Worth. And today I have the honor and privilege of sitting with one of our top agents, Eric Easterday, in the city of Southlake, in our Southlake office, actually my hometown, my home city that I love to call home now. And this is the first time ever that we are winging an episode. If you notice, you watch any of the other 113 episodes, I got paper in my hand. Not today, just because that's the type of guy that Eric is. Plus, he's super busy, and I have been slammed with you guys the last few days. So I said, you know what, Eric, we're doing it. We're going to wing it, and here we go. So one of the things we do is we always start off with a little background story. So share with the audience a little bit about who you are and how you got to where you are.
Sure. So I'm an Army brat. I grew up in Kansas City, among all places, before moving to Tennessee, where I then went to college, pursued a degree in supply chain management, logistics.
Okay.
Funny story, I dated the boss's daughter in college, was planning on going to work for my dad in that company, ruined that, so then my dad said, hey, you got to go make your own way. So I fell into a job working in inside sales, basically, for a large third-party logistics company.
Yeah.
And that's how I found my love of sales, and then did well at that. They promoted me to outside sales and moved down here to Texas. I would go in first, kind of develop a market, then the big guys would come in and take all the big deals, but I still would get the energy going in the area. And then I started moonlighting on the side in 2013 to do real estate. Found out I loved it, found my passion, been doing it ever since.
There you go. So you've been in the business how long now?
So what, 7 years now.
7 years.
Yep.
All right. So when did you join Coldwell Banker?
I joined Coldwell about 18 months ago.
Okay.
So always with one company, which was another brokerage in town,
Sure.
one of the bigger brokerages in Dallas. And it just, I found myself, I hit a ceiling. I wasn't growing, I wasn't evolving as an agent, I wasn't excited. And that's what the thing about real estate, you wake up, you're passionate about it, you love it. Every day is different.
Got it.
And I lost that it factor that I thought I'd had. So.
Did you find it here at Coldwell Banker? No pressure?
No, so funny story, I was about to sign with another brokerage.
Yeah.
And then on the whim, I drive past this place every day. So I'm just going to go in there and see what they're about. Didn't know a lot about them. I hadn't done a lot of deals with Coldwell agents on my side of town. Walked in and I met Debbie Dunn, and literally changed my life.
There you go.
So
talk to me. Buyers or sellers? What's your preference?
So,
what do you do? Do you do them both, or what do you do?
Right, I do them both, but I think my personality tends to be a little bit more buyer friendly.
Okay.
I like to hunt for things. I like to go on the chase, and I like to be dealing with buyers on a daily basis, looking at beautiful houses every day. It's just, I think my personality lends a bit better with the buyer side.
So talk to me about that, buyers. So there are 43,000 realtors that belong to Netris, right?
Right.
And buyers can work with any of the 43,000.
Sure.
Right. So how are you getting them to work with you out of the 43,000?
Okay, so this only goes with Coldwell agents. Like nobody else is going to steal my trade secrets.
They're totally going to steal it. This is going to get 15,000 views.
So I think this is.
By the way, we really did not rehearse this. We just went straight.
So I'm a white glove service realtor. I don't care if you're buying a $200,000 house and you're a first time home buyer or a $2 million buyer. I'm going to go in there before you ever see the house, preview it for you. I send you my specific notes on it. A lot of agents will send a buyer a list with 45 houses. They're not paying you, or they're not asking you to lead the search to send them 45 houses, to sift through all that crap to find the 3 or 4 they may want to go see.
Yeah.
So I try to make it as easy as possible, listen to what they want, truly understand what their needs are, and then find 5 or 6 to hit. That doesn't work, we try another 5 or 6, but you just try to make it as easy and manageable for the buyers as you can.
Got it. So easy, white glove, send them 5 or 6 bite-sized chunks at a time.
Right.
And if none of those work, you keep going.
Keep going, yep.
All right. Talk to me about sellers. When do you work with a seller, and what is it about a seller what is it about you that makes a seller want to work with you?
Sure. So I think it's the same thing that I do with buyers. You're paying a listing agent to sell your house, obviously. A lot of the times, they'll snap some fancy photos, and then they just say, hey, my job's done. Buyers agents, you go show my house, sell it. That's why you're getting a commission, and then it's game over. So again, back to that, doesn't matter if you're a big fish or a small fish. You should get the same level of service regardless. So at $200,000 listing, I'm there with every single buyer because that seller trusted me to know more about their house than anybody else. The buyer's agent showing 15 different houses can't usually discern what type of hardwood that is versus is that a marble backsplash, is it a faux marble? So that's why you try to be there to educate the buyers, And again, I honestly think buyer's agents prefer to have a listing agent there because again, you are the expert on that house. That's why they hired you.
That's right. Now, guys, I want to put this into context. Here in Texas, one of the beautiful things about being a listing agent is you typically do not show the property. It goes on a lockbox. We looked at 14 different homes with our buyer's agent. Not one listing agent was present. So the fact that you're being present is key.
Right.
Talk to me about what are certain boxes that you check off on a daily basis to make you feel like you had a complete day in real estate, like you actually worked.
So you actually taught me this. I've known him, what, now 3 months?
3 months.
So
actually, I met him on my first day.
So we've talked a couple times, and something you introduced me to is that daily lead generation. You got to sit down for an hour, look at your sphere, look at your leads, look at who's looked at your houses, the buyers, the sellers, and you've got to do some lead generation. You've got to farm. You can't just sit on your hands and hope that a deal is going to come to you. You told me about some of the bigger agents you dealt with, and one thing I think was the commonality through it all.
Right.
They all hustled. They all got out there and they grind every single day.
That's right. They're looking for new business
Right.
all the time. They have assistants to help them with the lower stuff.
Right.
And they're always out there working on generating new business. All right. Talk to me. If you can only prospect one certain way, what would it be?
Oh, that's a good one. Again, I probably would go open houses, and used to be before COVID, door to door, because again, I tend to sell better face to face.
I'll go door knocking with you.
When COVID's gone, without yes.
What do you mean? You can go right now. I'll tell you what we do. So we are 6 feet apart, by the way. Okay.
Right.
I want to make sure we do this. Okay. So what you do is this is the way I would door knock. Okay. Now I got up, get my mask. So you knock on the door, and I just did this with an agent 2 weeks ago. Right. We went door knocking in Plano. Leave your mask. Knock on the door so they can see your full face.
Right.
Okay. When they open the door, immediately mask up.
Right.
Okay. Do your thing. When you're done, close the door, take it off, walk to the next house, and do it.
Sure.
So, but I know you got small kids at home and
Right.
God, so I get it. All right.
And I know I'm not trying to toot your own horn here, but you show me how many VPs will go go door knocking in 100-degree heat in Texas.
I love it. The hotter the better.
Yeah, there's very few.
I will say it was like 70 degrees that day, but I would go. I actually wanted it to be 100 degrees, and I was joking a little bit with Josh. I'm like, dude, you could have picked a hot day. That's
right.
That's when you get more juice.
Right.
Talk to me if what's something you do on a daily basis that you think improves your business? Is it prospecting or is there something else?
Yeah, I mean, obviously you're not going to grow without prospecting, but you also have to marry that with following up with your current clients, your past clients, checking to see how everybody's doing, seeing the new market that hits every day. It's kind of that mixing pot. You throw all of it in there, and you try not to leave anything out.
Got it. So you're taking a part of your day,
Right.
prospecting,
Yep.
sphere of influence,
Yep.
educating yourself about the market.
Right. I try to time block too. It helps a ton.
Absolutely.
So it
All
really
right,
does.
2 last questions.
Sure.
What's something we'd be surprised to know about you?
Oh, something you'd be surprised to know. So once a year, I make a pilgrimage up to Wisconsin.
That's right.
Because the greatest beer in the entire world, I hope they're watching this, maybe they can figure out a way to send me some here so I don't have to drive 32 hours round trip, but it's Spotted Cow.
Spotted Cow beer.
And it's only sold in Brewton, Wisconsin, and once a year, once football starts, I used to take my dogs and we would go up there, get a ton of beer, come on back. So 250 we realized wasn't enough, so this year is going to be about 400.
Yeah.
And I'm taking the family for the first time in a couple weeks.
There you go.
So
Last question, I lied. Actually, 2 last questions.
okay.
What % of your income do you put back into marketing?
So when I started my group, one of my team members, we kind of sat down and I've never done this before, but I started allotting about 5% of each commission check, where we put into, we call it marketing, but we also, when we say marketing, we talk about our listings so we can enhance what we already do for our sellers. But then a lot of that does go to lead generation.
There you go. Okay. Last question. Book, podcast, or TED Talk recommendation? A book you're reading right now, or a podcast that you've watched that made an impact, or a TED Talk?
Sure. So probably my favorite book I've ever read. It's by Christopher McDougall, and the name escapes me, but it's The Greatest Race, or The Greatest Race Never Told. It's about this tribe down in Mexico. It's a running story. It's a travel story. Pulls at the heartstrings. It's a good story.
There you go.
So,
Eric, I'm going to go behind the camera.
Yes.
Lightning fast today because we are slammed. He knew it. He wanted a puke bucket before we got started.
Yes.
Any parting words for the audience before we say goodbye?
yeah, sorry about the attire. I thought we were going to be outside, and then the black was supposed to be slimming. So.
We were supposed to be outside. All right, man. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.